believe whatever you want to believe. But when we're talking about firing people, changing people's lives, giving people sentences for false allegations, what up, it's Hugh, Flynt, Playboy the Hustler, and welcome to Hugh, Flynt's Philosophy. All right, I want to discuss true stories versus false allegations. All right, you know, a lot of these movements are being mishandled. Some of these movements are being weaponized. And so, moving forward, I think we need to look a little bit deeper than just what's going on the surface with a lot of this, with a lot of these movements and a lot of these allegations and things of that nature. All right, now, full disclaimer, as always, anybody that's living foul, anybody that's doing anything forceful, or anything that's non-consensual deserve all of the severe consequences that come with foul behaviors and disturbing decision making. Now, with that said, lying, devious, corrupt, deceitful beings should also receive severe consequences that come with lying, retracting false statements, perjuries, etc., etc., etc. All right? False allegations need to have the same amount of jail time, the same amount of punishment within, the scope of the crime. It needs to have the same amount, the same sentencing guidelines that the alleged crime has. Because the type of allegations that we're talking about, these are not slaps on the wrist. These are lifelong shackles. And so we have to be sure. We're talking about allegations of somebody taking a piece of you. Not like an object off of a counter. Like, so you're accusing somebody of taking a piece of you. So we need to be sure. Now, there's two forms of false allegations, all right? There's false memories, which I guess that means you think something happens a certain way. So they're memories that are untrue. And then the other one is intentional false reporting. All right, now that's the real devious work right there. So peep gang, there's been many different words that have been thrown around and used to categorize behaviors that may or may not be real. They like to throw around a lot of these words, play with the wordplay. The accusations, the allegations, misconduct, throw out words like inappropriate, assault, encounter, etc., etc. They got these triggering words, and they mix them up like the dude on the street with the damn ball in the cup. They mix them up, they mix them up, they mix them up. And by the time you're done, when you hear inappropriate encounter, you're like, you think it has something to do with some sexual nature. You hear inappropriate encounter, involving a man and a woman, you know, they got these words that they throw around, and like I say, they mix them up, they shuffle them up. Example, if a man and a woman have a verbal misunderstanding and it's labeled or printed in a headline, actions were taken due to a verbal encounter, it almost always implies that the man is the aggressor. All right. Now, men are obviously more aggressive in nature. But I think most of us could agree that women, especially modern day women, will verbally cut a motherfucker down where they stand. So even though the man is more aggressive in nature, if we're talking about verbal, a woman will cut you down where you stand. Quick, fast, in a hurry. If a man and a woman got a situation that gets labeled misconduct, assault, or any other word that start with the letter A, you know how they throw them words around. All right, it almost always implies that the encounter was sexual in nature. Old boy from the Shy, they said that he was fired for misconduct, right? And some of the articles was saying stuff like inappropriate behavior towards the co-star. Now, after all of this, the public opinion was that there was either saying or doing foul shit to the co-star. That's what people thought. Because they said inappropriate behavior towards the co-star, it made it seem like, oh, he did something to her. But come to find out, there was nothing sexual about any interactions at all. There was nothing sexual. But they kept using those words. They just let media run with the narrative that it was sexual. Like I said, they were using words like misconduct, behavior, inappropriate, you know, and you shuffle all that up and you put it the fact that it's a man and a woman and you think there's something sexual going on, and it's not. So instead of saying something, clearing it up, they waited patiently until the actor Jason Mitchell, they waited till he went on a public platform and he told the truth. He spoke his truth. All right? And there was nothing sexual whatsoever. He basically got into an argument, and I don't even think it was with the co-star. He got into an argument with somebody else, some other woman, and was labeled abusive. And then after that, another woman who supposedly runs the show or whatever, she gets on air and pretty much confirms Jason's story as true. But she also added, everybody has their own version of the truth, but we have to believe the woman.
But you know what? The thing with the whole situation, we talk about what he's done, but nobody know what he's done. Like, we assumed it was sexual assault.
I can't even really speak to it. I can't even speak to it.
And being aggressive, like nobody has ever said, well, he done this. You know, I mean, that's why people are all confused.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I get that people are frustrated. And it's like, look, I'm frustrated. I've been trying to get straight answers. Like, what happened? What, you know,
ridiculous, because we have to believe truth. We don't have to believe in, we have to believe what's true, ma. And that's what's so crazy.
But even to me, like, I can't, I'm getting different versions from different people, right? Because again, everybody has their own version of the truth. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I wasn't going to come up here and say, well, this is exactly what happened. One, because I don't have a right to do that because I wasn't on set and I wasn't there. And also have to believe, you know, I have to believe women. And so therefore we made a change, a big change on our show. You know, and I know some people were like, oh, you waited until this thing happened over here.
Another thing she kept pushing in the interview and if I can leave it, I will. But this, I don't know if she's a producer, showrunner, but she kept talking about sexual harassment, training they did, and how they talk about this and that. And I just kept thinking to myself, why do you keep talking about this? This is not even what happened. They got into an argument and he was labeled abusive. Maybe he has a temper tantrum. Maybe he was talking crazy to him. Whatever the case may be, it's not sexual. So why do you keep on a public platform when they're asking you about this situation between this man and this woman that was not sexual at all? Why do you keep discussing, talking in circles with this whole narrative about the sexual harassment training? You know, these movement, you know, saying a lot of these movement slogans without proof and without facts. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe. But when we're talking about firing people, changing people's lives, giving people sentences, making people sit in jail and rot for crimes they didn't commit, for false allegations, that shit is wrong.
I whip it real slow. I'm flipping that blow. I get it and go. I get it and go. I whip it real slow.